Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump. What are you doing, Donald Trump? You are in a spiral. Everything that you went against, you said that you would have saved the war of Ukraine and Russia, and if you was in office, there would be no wars. But it seems like you are becoming the big bad wolf, or you are the fall guy for who's really behind all of this Venezuelan, Iranian stuff, and the spiral that you're actually taking, that you want to bully everybody, you want to go around and threaten everybody and start war with everyone or whatever. But I understand it. I know you're under the gun, you're under the barrel, and that you are working for the global elites that want stability in certain regions of the country and stuff, and that America is losing its global power, and the dollar is no longer becoming the reserve currency when it comes to purchasing oil around the world. I'm not going to make the video long because I know people attention span, they can't tie the video together. To be honest with you guys, if you never studied history and understand history for the last 100 years and the last 50 years, you're not going to understand exactly what's going on, because this is just not something that then happened overnight with, Venezuela, Iran, and a lot of other countries that's actually tied to the most vast and the biggest oil reserve country in the world and stuff. A lot of things get very complicated, but just to share something with you, and one of the things, but you're going to have to keep watching the videos to actually see exactly the downfall of America that's actually unfolding in front of us as we speak. But one thing that I found out, that when it comes to the Venezuelan oil, when Trump has so-called went and took over the Venezuelan government or whatever and stuff, it doesn't matter whether Nicolas Maduro, Trump, or whoever is in office. Venezuela economy is based on 90% of their commodity of the oil. And whenever you have one big specific commodity that controls your entire economy, it's going to set you up for failure when you have governments, corrupt government leaders and stuff trying to get their hands on one of the largest oil reserves in the world. Now, what I found out is Venezuela has sold, or so-called Trump in America has sold $500 million worth of Venezuelan oil, but they never said who that oil went to, and that the $500 million would be in a holding company in the country of Qatar. Remember, let's go back now. Remember, Qatar invested $1.2 trillion in America's economic and financial system. They supposedly invest $1.2 trillion in Raytheon and Boeing and America's infrastructure. Now, you got to start putting the pieces together. Now, we know Trump is not going to go against Qatar. He's not going to go against Saudi Arabia. But Qatar and Saudi Arabia is part of the global elite to facilitate, along with Trump, to facilitate America's downfall and to take away the power of the dollar globally when it comes to buying oil reserves that can only be purchased in petrodollars, which a contract or an agreement was made 50 years ago with Henry Kissinger and Saudi Arabia. Henry Kissinger talked Saudi Arabia into making American dollars the reserve currency, that people around the global world can only buy oil in dollars, and that's what made the dollar so powerful, because in order for people to buy oil, they had to accumulate American dollars. That made America so powerful. But now that is coming to pass because the global elite in the Gulf countries and OCGFC and the BRICS nations and stuff, everybody is playing with other people now. They don't want to play with America. America, you've been the big bad wolf. You've been the bully. You know, you put everybody under sanctions. You've done everything to every other country till they have gotten tired and saying that, okay, you could take your ball and go home. We could go get water somewhere else. We don't need your water anymore. We could go get oil somewhere else. We don't care what type of sanctions and stuff that you put us under. And that's just one or part of the event that has been taking place. But I'm just going to leave it at that. And you guys going to have to watch the other videos so you can put the pieces together. Now, the other pieces is going to involve Venezuela, China, Russia, North Korea, India. But just let me give you a little hint. The reason why he's going into Iran now and acting like that he cares about the people of Iran, which Trump don't give a fuck about the people of Iran. What he cares about is China don't need to buy 90% of Venezuelan oil now. Now, they could be or they couldn't be. But China has a portfolio of oil suppliers. And they have the same heavy crude Suffolk bitter oil that Iran has. And China actually buys oil from Iran as well. So if you trying to block me from buying the oil in Lawan, which China has bought an oil from Saudi Arabia, but not in petrodollars. They bought it in their own government currency, which is called yuan or Luwan. And they was buying Venezuelan oil in Lawan. That's why Trump went over there to so-called take over the oil in Venezuela to keep China from becoming the reserve currency in the Luwan when it comes to buying oil. So he so-called block it if he did or if he didn't. But let's just say that he did block it and China said, okay, I'm not going to buy the 75 to 90% of oil that China was buying from Venezuela. And keep in mind, Venezuela economy runs off of their oil because they don't have any high dollar commodities or rare earth minerals and stuff that props up their economy. Their economy is propped up by the oil. If you sell oil constantly and make a lot of money, the economy is good. But if your oil go down and the production level goes down, which Venezuelan production level has went down from 3 million barrels a day to damn near 900,000 barrels a day. Now, if you can't move the same amount of oil and your economy is based on your oil, your economy is going to be shit anyway. So it doesn't matter who goes into Venezuela. Their economy is propped up by that oil. And every other country that's actually buying the Venezuelan oil, they have other countries that they can buy oil from, like Russia, Iran, Qatar, Saudi Arabia. So what has happened with China, I said I wasn't going to get into it, but I'm going to cut the video short. But what has happened with China being cut off from the Venezuelan oil, if they are or if they not. If they are not being cut off by Venezuela oil and China and President Trump is still selling China oil, we know that America and China, they are the best of friends, which they are the best of friends because our military can't function without the rare earths, the rare minerals in the earth that China produces and stuff, and they produce them and they manufacture them on a commercial level. No other country does that. So let's just get that straight. Now, if they do cut China off from Venezuelan oil, in which Trump is trying to do, but it doesn't do anything but helps China. It helps Russia. It helps the global elite. It helps BRICS. But it doesn't help America because the dollar is constantly falling. So if the dollar is constantly falling, then inflation is going to go up. That's why he's beefing with Jerome Powell now to lower the interest rates to make Americans think that their economy is being good. But in actuality, we are crumbling. Our economy is going down. So if the dollar goes down prices get higher over here in America. But let's get back to if he cut China off from Venezuelan oil. China just moved to Iran and purchased the same type of crude, heavy sulfur, bitter oil that their machinery is made to manufacture and to refine. He just moved to Iran. Now, well, China can just move and buy the oil from Iran, which they have other oil producing countries that they buy from too. So America, you really can't stop China from buying oil unless you threaten to go to war and to fight people like you've always done. But now the bully is being punched in the mouth. And the global South has strategically ganged up on America to take the power away from America and just make America a military bully and to send America where they want America to go to cause war. And that's what's happening. So back to now with Iran. Now Trump is trying to go and disrupt Iran in the name of freedom and economic and financial equality for the people. Trump, they don't give a fuck about those people. They want to go over there and disrupt the shipments of those fleets of that oil to China. And that's exactly what's going on. I mean, I have more videos, 11 minutes now, but I don't know if you guys can kind of keep up because you'll take one little thing out of the video and just debunk the whole video, but that's okay. Like, share, subscribe, follow the channel.